Hey Rose, what's up with being out until this late? What are you thinking? Remember I mentioned it this morning. There's a dinner meeting with clients, so I'd be late. I'm not just out having fun. Yeah, right. Are you trying to fool me with such an obvious lie? It's not a lie. Seriously, you're just a parasite living off my family, yet you don't even bother to cook dinner and stay out until late. Who do you think you are? As punishment, bring me some fancy bottles of wine. Punishment? Yep, even though you're as thick-headed as they come, you're still my brother's wife. Mom and I reluctantly accepted you into our home, you know. But you don't even fulfill the basic duty of making dinner as a wife. On top of that, lying and staying out late. You're practically a freeloader. Someone like that deserves to be punished. I didn't choose to live with you guys, you know. I actually wanted to live alone with Brad. That's an excuse. Since you can't stand on your own 2 feet, you're living off Mom and Dad's pension, you lazy bum. I am working. You're the one who's not. It's okay to fail at job hunting, but you've given up finding a job altogether. You spend all day eating snacks at home, right? Isn't that the definition of a freeloader? You piss me off. I'm telling Mom. Go ahead, do as you wish.
Rose, I heard everything from Faye. Don't you think that was a bit rude?
You mean her?
No, not her. You were rude. But you don't have to answer. I got it from your response. You're despicable. I ended up making dinner because you bailed. Making your mother-in-law do housework? What a terrible in-law you are.
I have a job and social commitments at work, so sometimes I come home late and can't cook dinner every day. We talked about this when we decided to live together, right?
No matter what, as a wife, shouldn't you strive to be back home by dinner time for the family's sake? Even George and Brad complain if it's not your cooking.
That's because your cooking is awful.
Hush! Stop insulting me and Faye. Have you forgotten that you're basically living off us in this house?
Living off you? I pay rent, don't I? I also contribute to groceries and utilities.
So what?
Excuse me?
You're able to live with us only with our permission. Don't act all high and mighty about paying rent when you're only paying half. And then not even doing housework and gallivanting around till midnight. Who do you imagine yourself to be? We don't need a freeloader who neglects housework.
Say that to Faye then. Isn't she the real freeloader? She doesn't pay rent or anything and relies entirely on you and George.
She's different.
How?
She's my daughter. On the other hand, you married my son, so we've been accommodating you as part of the family. Essentially, you're a stranger with no blood relation to us. We welcomed you into our family and let you live with us. You should be grateful and show some respect. I can't believe you don't understand such common sense. I shouldn't have allowed Brad to marry a low-income high school grad like you.
Is that low-income high school grad a comment also from Faye? It seems mother and daughter share the same vocabulary when they insult people.
Ugh.
Wow, that reaction is the same.
Ugh, what a mistake. Letting someone who's not blood-related live in our house and then she turns around and returns evil for good. I'll make you regret insulting us. Even if you cry and beg on your knees, I won't forgive you.
No problem. Good luck with that. Hey, Rose. So are you gonna be late coming home again today? Yeah. Work's crazy right now, so I'll be coming back close to midnight for a while. Why do you ask? Oh, nothing. And just so you know, we're ordering pizza for dinner. We'll hit you up for the bill later. What the heck? Oh, and don't assume that we're ordering for you too. Go get your own food, okay? Alright then, good luck with work. Faye? Or Anna, it doesn't matter which one. What on earth is this about? Oh, you're back, huh? Isn't it fabulous? The sight of your belongings scattered in the yard.
That shattered mirror of the wardrobe. It made such a lovely sound.
It really did. You're a parasite, but you had all that expensive stuff. It really got on my nerves. It felt amazing smashing everything. So it was you two who messed up my stuff. Obviously. We discussed it and decided together. We don't need a useless low-income high school grad like you in our house.
We wanted to get rid of you ASAP, you know. Oh, by the way, the receipt for the pizza delivery is in the dresser drawer. Send a check to us later. We had a belly full of fancy pizza like white truffle oil. I'm not sure if the poor and incompetent low-income person can afford it.
I've been wondering for a while now. What basis do you have for calling me a low-income high school grad?
Basis? You said it yourself, didn't you? That you started working right after high school and had a low income.
I heard it too. Didn't you say that when we met the first time? Since then I've thought, what a dim-witted and useless girl.
A poor soul earning a measly $25K a year. Stay away, you poverty deity.
Huh? $25K is my monthly income.
What?
When I met you guys, I did mention I started working as a high school grad, but neither of you heard the rest of my story, did you?
What are you talking about?
Firstly, I have a bachelor's degree.
Really?
I attended college as a part-time student while working to earn my degree. At my first job, my income was lower compared to others, but after getting my degree, I changed jobs. I've been fortunate and now I'm a vice president. As I mentioned earlier, I'm entrusted to do a job that earns me a monthly salary of $25K.
$25,000 a month. You're well off. Oh no, maybe we shouldn't have kicked her out.
Mom, don't believe a word she says. This is obviously a lie. This is just the pathetic barking of a loser, left without a place to go after being kicked out of our home.
Who's the one without a place to go?
What do you mean?
Haven't you realized who actually got abandoned here?
What are you talking about?
Were you so focused on wrecking my things that you didn't notice anything? Are George and Brad at home?
What? Wait, their shoes are gone.
Check their room. Their stuff's gone too. No car either. What's going on?
They've left you both.
What do you mean?
No way. Why should we be left behind? You're the one who should disappear from this house. You acting all high and mighty for someone who's not even related by blood.
That's right. You were able to live here thanks to us.
I never wanted to move in with you guys, but George and Brad pleaded with me. They asked me for help to get away from you guys. Faye, who wastes money like water despite being unemployed, and Anna, who spoils her and doesn't even take care of the house. Financially and domestically, things were a mess. They asked for help to escape that situation while living together.
What?
On the day they decided to execute that plan, you two wreak havoc. Quite the coincidence, I must say.
This can't be. Dad and Brad left us?
That's a lie.
I'm dead serious.
I can't reach Brad on the phone.
George is not answering either. Don't worry, Faye. It's late, so they're probably sleeping.
Yeah, you're right. They'll come back tomorrow for sure.
They're wide awake and are next to me right now. We're having a celebration party for cutting ties with you idiots. We opened amazing wine.
They're with you?
Tell us the location.
Absolutely not. We're done with you guys. Obviously, we won't be paying rent or any living expenses. George will contact you soon through a lawyer for divorce proceedings. Neither I nor Brad will ever have anything to do with you guys. It's just you two living together from now on.
That's impossible. Neither of us is working, you know. Mom has a small pension, but that's about it. It's impossible to live on that.
Why don't you find a job then?
Impossible. I'm not cut out for work.
Then I guess Anna has to work.
I can't. I'm 66 this year, you know.
There are plenty of people who work at that age.
It's impossible. I've never worked before. I got married right after graduating from school.
Oh, so that's why you defended the jobless Faye so much. You've never worked either.
What's wrong with that? I've been a dedicated homemaker.
But you're terrible at cooking and chores. Since I moved in, you've practically pushed all of that onto me.
It's not normal for a daughter-in-law to take care of the family.
Well, let's drop that conversation. Figure out what to do next between the two of you. I don't need the things I left behind. Feel free to break or sell them. I'll give you the proceeds of a sale. Consider it my final act of kindness.
We shouldn't have broken things then. The expensive-looking dresser is in pieces now. You wanted to break it, Faye.
What? It's my fault? You were the one who suggested throwing stuff out the window.
But it was you who actually threw it. I'm too old to lift heavy things.
You told me to do it. Blaming me for everything is just plain awful.
I'm not blaming you, but let's face it, this mess is because of you. Because you confidently said Rose was a low-income high school graduate. I believed you.
You're at fault too, Mom. Why are you pointing the finger at me? I can't believe it.
If you had been working, this wouldn't have happened.
If he had been doing the housework properly, this wouldn't have happened.
You guys can argue all you want. I'll excuse myself. Apparently, the finger pointing between the mother and daughter continued until the early hours. When the divorce went through, they finally felt the heat, so they decided to start working. They sold off some furniture, used that money as a capital, and found part-time jobs, but their first ever employment was a disaster. They got fired and ended up borrowing money just to cover living expenses. And get this, Faye tried to send her mother to the other side for insurance money by putting bleach in her juice. But of course, she got busted and it turned into a big fight. They even tried robbing a bank together, but got caught immediately and arrested. They're currently reflecting together behind bars.
would never be able to do that. Hey, unlock the door. I can't. I'm working. Huh? What are you talking about? There's no way you have a job. I fixed the program you are in charge of. Huh? I got in touch with Mary yesterday. She said it's a remote job, so she doesn't care who does the work, as long as we get the results. What? Well, Mary said that. I'm better suited for this job because it was originally my idea. What do you mean? It means that Miss Johnson has entrusted me with the project that you are in charge of. What? It seems you've been stuck on the program for a long time. How could you miss such a simple thing? Maybe that's why you were working overtime. I was able to fix it in about 10 minutes. Without talking to me? Mary told me that lately you have been having trouble concentrating and getting your work done, and you've been skipping daytime work and working overtime. And since the project was originally designed for women, she wanted me, who proposed the idea, to be in charge of it. So I called her and she was happy to give me the job. What are you talking about? She told me that if the remote work had been introduced earlier, I wouldn't have had to quit my job to raise my children. It's too late for that. And now, she's asking me if I want to come back to work because I can continue to work remotely from now on. That's enough. What about the housework and childcare? Why don't you do it, Henry? You said if I made as much money as you do, you'd take care of the housework and childcare, right? What are you talking about? I have a job. So I took over that job for you. Now, you don't have any work to do and I make more money than you. Do you get it? Don't be stupid. One who is capable should do the job, right? I'll work in place of you for a week until the current system is set up. There's no way the company would approve such a thing. That's the thing. The president has given me permission too. He said that remote work will reduce the number of women leaving the company. The president? It was approved as a test case. It seems that the company was in trouble because a lot of talented female employees quit the company due to childbirth and childcare. Oh no, I don't agree with this. They said you can take a week's maternity leave, Henry. This is too one-sided. The president has mailed you about it, so why don't you check it out? Well, I've got work to do. Hey, the kids are making a lot of noise. Looks like it. Seems like it. I can hear them screaming. I'm at work, so make them quiet. They won't be quiet. It's your job to keep the kids quiet, right? LOL. You're not working, so at least you can do that, right? My job. You got a message from the president saying he's looking forward to the first male employee to take maternity leave. That's you, Henry. Boss is counting on you. Yeah, well... Hey, the kids won't listen to me. I see. What should I do? Well, I wonder what you should do. Figure it out yourself. What do you always do? You don't have to ask me. You're capable and talented. Don't be like that. You don't have to be capable to raise a child or do housework. Then, there's no reason why you, the brilliant one, can't do it, right? Can you please hurry up and get them quiet? Hey, at least make me lunch. I can't. I'm working. Don't say that. I've already bought some stuff, so just go for it. I can't cook. Really? You're so talented, but you can't cook? I've never done it before, so it's not my fault. I had never done it when I first got married either, but I cooked. That's... If you're so capable, Henry, you can do anything. LOL. I'm sure the boss is counting on you. Sigh. Hey, work hours are over. Come on out and cook dinner. I'm working overtime. You've got to be kidding me. You worked overtime, right? Why are you so angry just because I'm doing the same thing? What are you talking about? You're the mother. Aren't you the father? That's why I'm working and earning money as a father. Is that all there is to being a father? That's the role of a father. You took my job without asking me, and now you're talking to me like a smart ass? You're right. I took your job away from you. Hey, do you know what this means? What? Then, when I start earning money, do you think you'll need to play the role of a father? Huh? What do you mean? If I go back to work and I'll be doing the housework and childcare, then I won't need you as the father. What? Well, I'm fine with that. It doesn't make any difference whether or not I have a husband who is overbearing. It's not enough he's just incompetent, but he's also verbally abusive and offensive. No, I wouldn't mind a divorce if things stay the way as they are, but what's with the attitude? Which one of us is the bossy one? I'm serious. Oh no, don't say that. Don't say that now. You're kidding, right? I'm not kidding. I mean, how can you say that? You have no idea how angry I am. I can't be with someone like that. Wait a minute. Sorry. My bad. I didn't know housework and childcare were so hard. I guess because of hearing the word divorce, Henry reluctantly completed the housework and childcare for a week. I helped a little too. By spending time with the children, they became much more attached to their father. It seems that Henry has become more aware of his role as a father. We now share the housework and childcare together. I have successfully returned to my job working remotely, and now I have a fulfilling life with childcare, housework, and my job. Come on, what's going on? Oh, sorry. You don't have to call me so many times. Of course I do. I hope you didn't forget what day it is today. What are you doing? Hurry up and come to the church. Did you oversleep? Oh, yeah, it's the wedding day. Sorry, I can't go. Huh? So, can you cancel it? What the hell? There's no way I can do that with 500 people in attendance. You've got to be kidding me. I hate it when you lose your temper like that. To be honest, I don't like that kind of woman. Just come on, hurry up. Where are you? Right now, it doesn't matter where. It's none of your business anymore. Huh? What do you mean? What's going on? I can't stop thinking about Kimberlyn. Who? Who is she? Unlike you, she's the daughter of a wealthy family. Her skin is soft, white. I get excited just thinking about her. Are you having an affair? Unlike you, she's really talented. She's so much better than you with all your flaws. I've decided to marry Kimberly. Are you out of your mind? She's saying that she's fine with it. What are you going to do about our wedding? So just cancel it. So that's that then. Oh, wait a minute. What should I do? The wedding. Yoo-hoo! Long time no see. I guess I don't have a choice. Hey, what's going on? That's not what we talked about. What's wrong? My parents showed up out of the blue in front of the hotel. Your parents asked me to let them know if I heard from you. That's why I waited and didn't block them. What a dirty trick! I never said anything about me going, and it's your fault for making the mistake of thinking I was going. Let me tell you one last thing. I've already remarried and have children, so this will be the last time that I will talk to you. What? I'll tell you one thing more. Your parents, they got a job for you. It's a company run by a karate teacher named Master Mark. Master Mark? Are you kidding me? Don't you know how hard I was beaten up in elementary school? You don't know? That's great. You should have had your crooked guts kicked out of you. Damn you guys! I won't forget this. See you later. Now I can finally block you. Jacob was picked up by his parents when he came out of the hotel and brought back home. To repay the cancellation fee for the wedding, which was over $100,000, he had to work 16 hours a day at a company run by Master Mark. And not only at the company, but also because Jacob was single, he had to take care of Master Mark and his family and had no free time at all except for sleeping. He seemed to be working like a machine to pay off his debts. Therefore, Jacob was never able to go out with anyone. He has reached middle age as it is. Naturally, I no longer see him. I am now living a fulfilling life, both at work and in my private life.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.
Mom, the wedding reception is at the Central Hotel, right? It seems like no one has arrived yet. And when I asked the hotel staff, they said there's no wedding scheduled today.
Mom, are you referring to me by any chance?
Oh, sorry for suddenly calling you Mom, but Dad married you and you're officially my stepmom now. I'm thinking of calling you Mom from now on.
Ew, please don't.
Excuse me?
Being called Mom by a stranger feels weird. And seriously, you weren't even invited to the wedding. It's hilarious that you're so eager to come, though.
What do you mean, a stranger? We've just officially become a family, right?
Stop that. Calling us a family? I feel sick.
But you're married to my dad now, so that makes you my stepmom, right? And maybe it was a bit sudden for me to call you Mom, but denying that we're a family is a bit much.
Oh, shush. Those titles don't matter at all. To me, you're just a stranger. That's why I lied about the location to you.
What?
While you were in the bathroom, the whole family moved to the real venue. You're at the Central Hotel, right?
Yeah. You said the reception will be here.
You got tricked. How silly.
Tricked? Why would you do that? I'm heading there now, so can you tell me the location?
No way, I'm telling you.
But it's weird for a daughter not to show up at the wedding. I hope someone notices and lets me know.
No one's going to care if you're here or not. I told your dad and all the relatives that you had something else to do.
Jeez, going that far?
Plus, you're not part of our family.
Excuse me? What do you mean by that? I don't have a blood relation with you, but I'm my dad's daughter by blood.
Not being related by blood makes us strangers. Since you're not a family, get out of our house.
What?
We're going on our honeymoon tonight, so you better be gone before we come back.
Are you kicking me out of the house?
Well, obviously. The house where you used to live with your dad, we've decided to use it just for me and him. You, who have no blood relation, gotta go.
You've suddenly become a different person. I thought things were going to be okay for us.
For the past 6 months, I've been incredibly patient. Your dad said he wouldn't remarry unless you agreed. I was desperate to get on your good side, but we've already tied the knot and finished the ceremony. Now, you're a nuisance. Get it?
That's how it was. So were you just acting all this time?
You're just a stranger now. No need for me to bother anymore.
You're gloating, but do you really think it's okay to kick me out like this?
Of course, it's decided by me. That house is mine now. Once I married your dad and became his wife, I have a say in who lives there.
What do you think Dad will say? Did you discuss it with him?
It's fine. He's my husband now. He won't go against me. I'll have him wrapped around my finger.
Yeah, well, he might just be like that. He's an optimist who avoids trouble, you know.
Oh, you get it. That's why he won't divorce me. You've graduated high school, so learn to be independent. Pay through your college yourself.
I've been quite independent, you know.
Oh, whatever. You're just blowing smoke. In reality, you're leeching off your dad, you parasite. Stop relying on him forever. His money is mine now. I have priority over you. You've been living off him and getting spoiled, being just the two of you. But it's a big mistake to think you can have it all to yourself. Learn the harshness of the real world from now on.
What are you talking about? I think it's you who's a parasite. I've never thought about leeching off him or making his money mine. You're the one who's immature and doesn't seem to understand the harshness of the world.
See, that's what I mean by getting carried away. You're such a brat, going against someone older.
You just want to hog this mansion all to yourself, don't you?
Could be. At least, things are going to be a lot more fun around here once you're gone.
I get it now. That was your goal, huh?
Of course. I've got the mansion now, so you're out of here. No longer needed. I've taken care of you until now. Be grateful.
Only been half a year. I was cooking for you all this while.
Well, I'm hiring a new helper, so it's all good. I want this fancy house to be my castle without you around. Your dad's usually out working, so having a huge place all to myself is awesome, you know. I'll toss your stuff as soon as we're back from the honeymoon. If you don't want that, you better leave tonight.
Wow, you're really going that far. So, you're serious about kicking me out. Did you check with Dad about this?
Post-approval would do. Just get out, okay? If you're gone, he'll have no choice but to accept. You're 18, right? An adult stepchild is nothing but a nuisance. Be independent already. Parasite, out!
I think I'm more independent than you think, you know. I wonder which one of us the real parasite is.
It's obviously you. Shut up, you useless trash that can only be a nuisance.
I didn't expect you to go that far. You were thinking of me as trash or a nuisance all this time we were living together.
Hell yeah. Even though it was to secure my marriage with your dad, being with you was seriously irritating. Now that I'm the official wife, I'm finally liberated from stress and feel amazing.
Oh, I see. I was excited when Dad decided to marry you. I thought we could become closer as a family. That's why I wanted to call you Mom once it became official. I feel stupid for thinking such a frivolous thing.
See? You're an idiot. A daughter who isn't blood related is just a plain nuisance. It's common sense, but you just don't get it. Instead, you're dreaming away all carefree. That's seriously nuts.
Okay, understood.
Then disappear right away. An unrelated stranger, get out. The house is only for us family members now. Don't show your face around here again.
Got it. I'm done. I'll leave tonight as you wish. I won't attend the reception, but head home and sort out my stuff.
Should have done that from the start. I'm feeling fantastic, finally. Now we can cut down on living expenses.
But let me just say one last thing.
Go ahead.
Don't come crying to me.
What? Are you kidding me? That's my line, you know. Bye-bye, nuisance. Your CEO dad's mine now. Remember that you are a stranger to us.
Sure. Thanks for everything.
Rachel, I want to ask you something, sweetheart.
Yeah? Who's this?
It's me, Holly, your mom.
My mom passed away, and her name wasn't Holly. You got the wrong person.
I married your dad 10 years ago. I'm your stepmom, sweetie.
So basically you're a stranger. Could you not get all familiar and call me sweetie?
Then, Rachel, Anyway, I need to ask you something.
What is it?
Don't play dumb. What's going on? You've been in the news.
Oh yeah, it aired today, didn't it? Totally slipped my mind.
Seriously, what's going on?
If you saw the news, you already know, right? Exactly what you saw, but it's none of your business.
Not only that, your dad says something odd to me. Our monthly expenses have been falling short. He's been dipping into savings, but finally they ran out. We can't cover this month's expenses. When I asked why, he said it was because I kicked you out. What does he mean?
You're asking this now? I mean, if you put 2 and 2 together, you'd probably figure it out already.
Just tell me.
In short, I've been supporting both of you for the past 10 years.
What?
You know his personality, right? He took over the company from my grandfather, but he lacks the skills. He's overly optimistic and thinks everything will fall into place on its own, but it doesn't.
Really? But he's the CEO.
Even so, if run by someone like that, the business won't grow at all. It hasn't been performing well, and employees have been leaving in droves. It's a miracle it lasted this long since then. I gave it 3 years.
OMG, I had no idea. More importantly, you started a company when you were in university, right? You're the CEO of a multi-million-dollar business now. Not only that, you were apparently famous even in high school. You inherited your mom's intelligence and were a genius high schooler who won math Olympiads and prestigious awards, right?
Sure.
You never mentioned it. Why didn't you tell me?
There was no need. And besides, you never asked, did you? We were just friendly on the surface. Neither of us delved into deep conversations.
And you were making a ton of money even back then. Isn't it all thanks to your dad?
Not at all. After Mom passed away, I made a point to study and thrive on my own. He was pretty hopeless, so I supported him.
What? You supported him?
Using the money I made from my part-time job, I invested in Forex and made big profits. I even used it up to help his company. But when the backing disappeared, and it was just him and you, it's no wonder you couldn't sustain yourselves. You misunderstood, thinking he was a wealthy CEO and squandered money like water. As for him, he's full of pride. He couldn't come clean about not making his own living, and not only that, about his debt.
Debt?
Yup. He's just living off appearances and is drowning in debt. He can barely use his salary freely. He acted all generous in front of you and spent borrowed money lavishly. And now, here you are. There's nothing I can do about it.
OMG.
He silenced me from telling you that I was providing for the family. I planned to tell the truth once you guys were officially married and we bonded as a family. But it's been 10 years since I was kicked out. It's a good opportunity to completely cut ties now.
What do you mean?
Remember what you said at your wedding? A non-blood related daughter is just a nuisance. A nuisance should just pack up and leave. I did exactly as you said. And for the past 10 years, I've invested my own money into building my success through entrepreneurship. I plan on continuing this lifestyle, so even if you come to me crying for help now, it's useless, you know.
Oh, don't say that. You're making millions, right? Then our living expenses are just peanuts for you. You can at least share a bit with your parents, you know.
I don't have parents.
Come on, you know better. Even if you refuse to recognize your stepmom, your real dad's in trouble.
I consider my only real parent to be my deceased mother. My dad had this attitude as if it was my responsibility to support the company and family. He was way too optimistic, and his sense of money and lifestyle were completely in shambles. When I was kicked out by you, he didn't stand up for me at all. He's not someone I can respect as a parent or even as a human being, so I won't be providing any financial support to him in the future. You have to figure out your own livelihood.
Fine, but then at least help us with the house repairs.
Why?
It's your family home. You know, it was inherited from your grandpa and it's falling apart. We've been told it's becoming dangerous to live in without repairs. It's also the house where you spent your childhood, so you must have some feelings, don't you? So cough up the money.
That too, remember what you told me?
What?
You said that house was already yours. Whether that's objectively correct or not, I have no attachment to it anymore. Well, if I may offer a piece of advice, it'd be better to sell it before it becomes inhabitable. Considering it's an old house, repairs might cost a fortune.
What? Sell it? What are you saying? Where would we live then?
That's no longer my concern. I'm just a stranger to you, you know. Even if you get a part-time job, all your earnings will go into just paying for utilities and maintenance for that house.
Are you serious? Wait, I won't get a part-time job. I want to be a full-time homemaker and then enjoy my life.
Oh, I see. Then sort it out with my moronic dad. I won't offer any assistance. After all, it was you who kicked me out, so there.
Okay, fine. I'll apologize for what happened 10 years ago. That's better, right? So come back.
Excuse me?
We'll make up, okay? Come back here and let's live together.
What, are you crazy? That's a joke, right?
Joke? What do you mean? I'm dead serious, you know.
Well, let me be serious too then. There's no way I'm coming back and living with you guys.
Why not?
You told me to get lost like I was some total stranger. You even demanded I leave on the same day. It was incredibly tough, you know. Sure, I was making money through forex trading, but as an 18-year-old college student without any parental support, it was extremely challenging. I pushed myself hard, thinking if it meant cutting ties for good. For 10 years, you never reached out once, but now you found out I was successful in my job, and you come crawling back, demanding I pay for living expenses and house maintenance. It's nothing but a joke. Ha! I have no intention of returning ever again.
Hold on, you're being unreasonable. We're family, right? I apologize for the way I spoke to you. Can't we just move on?
Nope, we can't. Your apology doesn't change what you did. I don't consider you family anymore. And I want to sever ties with Dad too.
If you're Dad, don't say that. We're your parents after all. If we keep going like this, we'll drown. Please help us.
Geez, don't try to play the family card now. It's too late for a stepmother who despaired her stepchild to change the color. Seeking help now is pointless, you know.
Come on, let's start over and be a true family this time. We were getting along fine, weren't we?
Only on the surface. Have you finally realized that you've been strangling yourself? From now on, I wish you guys the best of luck in your impoverished lives. I'm going to keep growing and thriving. Enjoy watching me succeed on TV while you stew in regret. Holly and Dad kept asking for financial support. I ended up blocking them. Then, a few weeks later, news broke that he embezzled money from his company. His savings were gone and he couldn't get any more loans, so he ended up dipping into the company's funds. He was forced to step down as the CEO, and the COO took over. Unfortunately, due to poor business conditions, the company went bankrupt. Dad now not only carries personal debt, but also the company's debts. The house he inherited from his dad was sold off, and Holly and he moved into a rundown apartment. Holly had no choice but to take up a job she so despised. They are now stuck in extreme poverty and a debt nightmare.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.
Hi, this is Zora's number, right? I have something important to discuss.
Who is this?
This is Evelyn, a coworker of Steve. Sorry for contacting you out of the blue. I really need to talk to you.
Oh, so you're from his office. It's nice to know someone he works with. Did something happen to him? Since you're reaching out to me suddenly.
Can you please stop acting like you're already his wife? It's really awkward.
What? Aren't you contacting me because something happened to him at work?
He's fine. You're so ready to get married to him, I bet. But too bad. I'm the one who's going to marry him.
Okay. I just want to clarify, are you from his workplace?
Yes, I'm one of his assistants. I've been under him for the past 6 years. He's so down to earth, and he's wonderful both as a coworker and as a man. At first, we had a platonic relationship, but we've been seeing each other since last year.
Oh my God.
I contacted you today because I have a request. Please, break up with him right away. and never appear in front of us again.
All right, I understand. Did you think I would say something like that? Do you even understand what you're asking? You got involved with someone else's man and are asking me to break up. It's ridiculous. Can you please stop making these weird jokes?
I would never joke about such things. We're in love. He loves me the most. The second best needs to leave him now.
Listen, we're getting married this weekend. You should know that since you're his assistant, right?
Of course. I'm going to take your wedding and fiancé. He's also well aware of this. So, can you accept reality now? You're dumped by him.
What the heck are you talking about?
He told me that it was time to end our relationship. He pronounced that we go back to being co-workers once he marries you. But I found out about my pregnancy just yesterday.
You're pregnant? Don't tell me the father is...
Yes, it's him. So I told him, expecting him to mention a termination. But he said something unexpected. I made up my mind, marry me and have the child. He really said it.
No way.
He told me he loved me the most and will build the warmest family in the world. So you see, Zora, can you please let him go? For the sake of the child that's about to be born, it needs the father. You're okay with becoming single from now on, right? You can easily find a new man. Please, give him to me, especially considering there's a new life growing inside me.
Wait a minute. I don't appreciate you bringing up something like this out of nowhere. He was really cheating. And with a coworker. He got you pregnant.
He's mine now. We're going to be a family.
Look, you might be satisfied with taking him away, but I'm left in a mess. Our wedding is this weekend, and now this? We can't have it in this situation for sure. I don't even know if I have enough time to cancel everything.
Oh, you're worried about the venue, right? Don't worry, he already informed them about the change in the bride.
What the?
He called them first in the morning. He told them that the bride had changed.
What? You're kidding.
He'll take care of explaining the situation to the guests and everything. So you don't need to worry. You don't have to do anything. Just let me have him and the venue. He's such a kind-hearted guy. He's still thinking about you even after dumping you. I will be happy with such an amazing guy and our child.
Oh God. This is unbelievable. Our wedding's in just 2 days, you know.
I'm terribly sorry, but please understand and accept this as fate. I'll make sure to give him a happy life.
Hey, Zora, I heard from Steve. What's this change in the bride about? I still can't grasp the situation, you know. I suddenly got a call from someone who said she was the new bride. Apparently, he was having an affair with a coworker.
What? He was having an affair?
That's right. I haven't had a chance to speak with him, but according to the woman, she's with a child.
A child? So that means he's already starting a family with her, right? Or is it her child from a previous relationship?
No, he's gotten her pregnant. She found out just recently.
Pregnant? Oh my God. Well done, my boy. He's as brilliant and amazing as his mother. I'm so proud of him.
Excuse me? Well done. This isn't something to be praised, you know.
Zara, I'm really sorry about him. I do feel sorry for you. But considering the baby on the way, he has an
Oh no, there wasn't? I'm billing him for $20,000 as compensation for the infidelity and breaking off the engagement 2 days before the wedding. I hope you haven't thrown that away.
$20,000? Oh, yes, there's another paper.
Phew, that's great. So it's a total bill of $50,000 then. I don't think he has the ability to pay it, so maybe you can lend a hand?
Lend a hand? I have nothing to offer.
But it's for the sake of your devoted son, you know. His debt was just to show you how good he was. So please, I'm counting on you.
I'm giving him back to you, so please, spare us the $50,000.
Oh, you've already heard, huh? I don't intend to spare you guys. Please make the payment. Please stick to the due date and pay promptly.
That's impossible. We don't have that much savings. Besides, we need the money for the baby.
But you see, this and your baby are unrelated. If you don't have money, how about humbling yourself and asking your parents for help?
What? What did you just say to me?
Huh? I said, if you don't have money, how about humbling yourself and asking your parents for help? Oops, I wasn't thinking. They found out about the affair and cut ties with you immediately. Among the people I've heard of recently, they were the only decent ones.
It's all your fault. I lost my job because of you. Steve's transferred far away and my parents have disowned me. Everything's in chaos because of you.
I'm happy to know that you're smoothly descending into hell. Have you learned your lesson from pursuing an affair? Well, it's too late to regret now.
I'm done with all this. I'm returning Steve to you, so please forgive me.
What about the child? Are you planning to raise it on your own?
I'll figure something out. Like you, I'm young and cute. I'll find a new husband in no time. Mind your own business.
Oh, by any chance, are you planning to run back to your ex-boyfriend, the one you were two-timing with? I heard he's a top lawyer.
How did you find out about that?
I looked him up to make sure you sunk into hell. I met him in person to discuss everything.
No.
When I told him what happened, he said you suddenly broke up with him, but it was for the best. He seemed really happy. He even mentioned that the head of the law firm is introducing his daughter to him. He's ready to move on now. He said he's cutting ties with a two-timing relationship wrecker like you and starting a happy life with a sensible woman.
Wait! This can't be true. My second choice. He was my backup plan in case.
What do you mean by your second choice when you're already with a child?
You can easily deceive someone about having a child, right? This is just unbelievable. Now I have no one to rely on. It's your fault. Why did you do this to me?
I told you. Be prepared for the hellish ride. Well then, good luck with your happy married life. As expected, Steve approached his mother Naomi for a $50,000 loan. However, she couldn't afford to pay and refused. He pressured her about all the things he had paid for. Eventually, she had to let go of the house she had just renovated in order to cooperate with the payment. He then took a solo transfer to a regional branch office while Evelyn's living in a cheap apartment with Naomi. After giving birth, she was blamed for the zero savings that was used to pay me and was immediately sent to work. On top of that, she's responsible for housework, so I've heard she's physically and mentally exhausted. On the other hand, I've had a new encounter with a nice guy, and we're currently in a relationship with marriage in mind.
Hey Kenny, you still haven't told Lena about her real mother. She still thinks I'm her biological mom.
What?
She just told me that she's getting married. She's telling me to send her a congratulatory gift because she thinks I'm her real mom. What is this all about? You promised me to tell her the truth after we broke up, right?
Oh, no. It's just that there's a lot going on now. I was waiting for the right timing, and the time just flew by.
Don't make excuses. Just tell her everything. Lena and I are not blood related. She's the child of the woman who you cheated with. I've been so generous that I forgave you and raised her as if she's my own. She's get married soon, so if you keep it from her any longer, you'll be in big trouble.
I know. I've been meaning to tell her for a while now.
Just to be sure, you've already told my sister Nicole, right? You said you were going to tell them everything.
It's another story, but I haven't been able to tell them for some reasons.
I can't believe you haven't told them anything important. I don't want anything to do with you guys anymore. You better tell them everything as soon as possible for my sake. Lena's engagement was officially called off. Kenny and his family had to pay more than $100K to her fiancé and his family, including compensation and wedding expenses. All of their savings were gone, and they even had to sell their car to make money. They also had to borrow money to cover the shortage. As for their family, Nicole became suspicious of Kenny that he might cheat on her. She wears a very scaly look on her face every day, and it is hard to imagine that she was once a model. Lena quit her job and completely shut herself in a room. Nicole and Lena now disdain Kenny. He is ignored at home, and he is living miserably in hell.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.
Hi, Jamisha. I just got your message. I finally took my lunch break, so sorry that I'm late.
Are you having your lunch break now? What a nasty company. I'm sorry to hear that you have to work like a slave.
That's not true. Lunch for the residents is our priority. So for the staff, our lunch is always served at this time. To be honest, I don't really mind. By the way, how can I help you?
Oh, yes. What's with that bad lunch you made?
Bad lunch? I made some sandwiches and soup today.
I can't eat that. The ingredients are so bland. The seasoning is thin and the bread is a bit hard. Are you going to make me eat something that tastes so bad every day?
I think there was nothing wrong when I made it since I tasted all of them. But sorry if I disappointed you.
Don't make excuses. It must have tasted bad when you made it, since it tastes this bad. You didn't do your best because it was my lunch, right?
No, that's not true.
When are you going to get better at cooking? Well, I can't expect you to do that if you're always dealing with old people every day.
Jamisha, please don't talk like that. Cooking has nothing to do with my current job.
You have to work feverishly because of your low income, right? If you're like that, you'll get tired and cut corners on the housework.
I'm not cutting corners.
How can you say that after serving me that terrible lunch? If you don't want me to complain, you should make a better dish. You're so annoying.
I think you've gone too far, Jamisha.
I thought you'd be a better wife, but in fact, you are really useless. I wonder why my son decided to get married to you. This is just unacceptable. Why don't you learn about how to do household chores properly before concentrating on your work?
I'm not useless. Besides, I'm not a servant nor a slave.
How dare you talk back to me again? Looks like talking back to me is the only thing you're capable of doing. You're no better than a housekeeper or a slave.
I can't believe you just said that. You're being too harsh.
If you feel that way, you should take your housework a little more seriously. You have no right to talk back to me, Amelia.
Yes, I understand. Jamisha, I just saw your message. What's wrong?
Oh, Amelia. Actually, the clothes I had ordered from the department store are arriving today. Can you pick them up after work?
Today?
Yes, because they arrived today.
The department store is in the opposite direction, and the cars will be crowded during the rush hour when I'm about to go home. Can I do that on my day off?
What? I called you because I wanted you to get it today. Why can't you understand that?
If I go to the department store, I'm sure I'll be home late today.
I don't want you to come home late. I mean, if you do that, dinner will be served late too. My son will get hungry when he arrives home.
I know. Please wait until my day off. I'll get the clothes for you.
Huh? Are you trying to take away my fun?
What?
It was a dress I really wanted, and they didn't have it in my size when I visited the shop. So I had to order it. I was so looking forward to receiving it.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I have to go shopping for dinner. If I go to the department store, I'll be late.
That's enough. I won't ask you anymore. You're really useless no matter what I ask you.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about dinner. Just go get me some clothes.
What? But then, who's gonna prepare the dinner?
Landon and I are going to go eat Chinese food nearby.
Are you talking about the fancy restaurant near here?
Yes. Is it bad?
No, it's not bad. But isn't it a little overpriced? That restaurant is for some special occasion. I'll buy you a takeout meal to eat right away.
Oh, are you worried about the money?
To be honest, yes.
I can understand that because you're an incompetent person with low income. But don't worry. My son, unlike you, is super bright.
What do you mean?
As you know, Landon graduated from a prestigious university. He also got a job at a well-known company in our hometown. He's in good hands, so you don't have to worry about money. An incompetent wife like you should just shut up and do as you're told.
That's not true. As a matter of fact, Landon is...
Stop nagging me. Why do you always talk back to me? Can't you even say yes once in a while? Anyway, go get my clothes. Did I make myself clear to you, Amelia?
Yes, Jamisha. As you wish. Hi, Jamisha. Sorry I'm late to reply again. What is this picture you sent me?
It's a credit card bill. I wonder why you ask me such a stupid question. Nothing more than that.
I understand that, but why are you sending me this?
Because I want you to deposit money. Can't you even understand that?
Why do I have to deposit the money?
Because it's my order.
Wait a minute. There's no way I can deposit $2,000.
Why not?
In the first place, what did you use that money for?
Well, various things.
What do you mean by various things?
Do I even have to give a breakdown to you? I used that for buying clothes, lunch with friends, and for the Chinese dinner the other day. By the way, I wonder if it also includes the cost of that overnight trip I took with a friend the other night.
You spent all of that money alone?
That's right. To stay young forever, you need to invest in yourself.
So you're talking about self-investment. It's just a luxury expense, isn't it?
Luxury expense? That's rude.
I can't pay $2,000 for your overly extravagant purchases. I'm sorry, but you will have to pay for it yourself.
Huh? What are you talking so cheekily about? You're relying on my son's income to pay your bills. You have a low income from an incomprehensible job. But you're being so pompous and arrogant.
I beg your pardon?
If you can't pay my credit card bill, why don't you change your job? Try to find a job that pays a little better.
I don't have a low-income job. And about your son's income?
Shut up! How much more are you willing to go against me? You can't even do a single household chore.
I'm not talking about housework now, am I? I can't pay what I can't pay no matter what you say.
If you say you can't pay for this, then get out of this house.
Excuse me?
No matter how good my son is, you're relying too much on that boy's income. Anyway, I'm the boss in this house. Go and deposit the $2,000. If you refuse, I'll have you leave this house.
Oh no, I'll talk to my husband about this.
Amelia, did you give me a call a while ago?
I did. Where are you now?
I had to take care of something.
You shouldn't waste your time, Landon. If you've got the time, maybe you should go into the field and study.
Yeah, I'll do that starting tomorrow. So, what is it?
Your mother asked me to deposit $2,000 into the account.
$2,000? For what?
Apparently, it's the money she spent on shopping and fun. She paid everything with credit card.
Really? That's so typical of her.
What do you mean? We can't afford to pay $2,000 that your mother spent on fun right now. You should talk to your mother first.
But it won't do you any good even if I tell my mother. My mother is a person who thinks that whatever she said is absolute.
We don't have time for jokes like that.
I know, but...
Besides, your mother thinks of me as a slave. Wait, let me correct that. She said I'm less than a slave.
Seriously? She might be right about that.
What? I work full-time and do all the housework. I'm neither a slave nor less than a slave. I'm doing my duty as a wife.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you? In my house, my mother's word has always been absolute.
I'm being treated so harshly and unreasonably. Are you telling me that you won't defend me?
What's the point of defending you? My mom's right anyway.
I don't think that's the point. You're my husband, right? Tell her that we can't pay for her credit card bill, okay?
I don't want to do that. Mom's gonna talk me out of it anyway. If you really can't pay, why don't you tell her?
Huh? Why should I do that? She's your mother, right? I think you should tell her exactly what's going on with you right now, too.
Give me a break.
That's my line. Anyway, you should tell your mother about the $2,000. I'm sure your mother won't be listening to me.
Okay. Hey, Amelia, did you deposit the $2,000?
Jamisha, me and my husband can't deposit that money.
Huh? How incompetent are you? Are you incapable of doing what I say?
Because that money is mostly for your entertainment expenses. It's not money we need to live on, is it? Why should we pay such money? I just can't understand it.
You can't even do the housework and you only have a low-income job. You should pay that much since you're being such an incompetent wife.
No matter how you look at it, that's the money you should be paying.
How much more of a useless wife can you be? What I say is absolute in this house. My son grew up learning that.
I told him that you want us to put $2,000 in the bank account.
I know. He told me too. It sounds like you've been bad-mouthing me a lot, huh? That I'm treating you like a slave? You want him to tell me that you can't deposit the money, right?
Did he say it like that?
Landon trusts me. In this house, what I say is absolute. You are no better than a slave if you are always rebelling and disobeying me.
I'm not your slave.
I'm sure my son is annoyed because you're like that. Your expression always speaks loud.
Is he complaining so much about me?
Isn't it obvious? I'm sure he regrets marrying you since you're such an incompetent person. After all, Landon is a good boy who is capable and obedient to me. I'm sure he feels that marrying you is a hassle.
I don't think it's a hassle. Is that really what he thinks? I work and do all the household chores by myself. Why would he feel that it's troublesome?
Huh? How dare you say that you are doing the housework properly? I didn't think you were such a brazen wife. Then I guess I'll have to ask you to divorce my son.
Divorce?
Yes. We don't need an incompetent wife who does nothing but rebel against her mother-in-law. I want Landon to leave you immediately. You were the wrong wife for this house. I'm going to find a new wife for the sake of my son and family.
So, you're telling me that you want a wife who doesn't work and is good at housework. I see. I understand. But even if that works for you, I wonder if Landon will agree with that.
You don't have to worry about that.
That's not how it works. You are too harsh.
Stop blabbering nonsense. I'm asking you so much, and you're reluctant to even pay my credit card bill? You are a lousy wife. Honestly, I can't deal with you anymore.
What?
I'm going to ask Landon to write the divorce papers, and I need you to sign your name on the form and turn it in.
I've never discussed divorce with my husband, but you still want us to get a divorce?
Yes, I do. I know that Landon agrees with me. So, I want you to pack up your stuff and leave today. Is that clear?
Okay then.
Amelia, I need to ask you something.
What is it? I already cut ties with you, so I have nothing to do with you.
That's not important. Can you explain why my son is fired from his job? He said that you fired him.
Yes, you're right. Your son was fired by me.
Huh? What do you mean?
I've been telling you that I have a proper job, but you didn't listen to me.
I don't remember you telling me that. You've been working a low-income job for a while now, haven't you?
I'm a caregiver.
I know what that is. It's not a lucrative job.
Our work is not lucrative or unprofitable.
That's why you keep doing that job to keep yourself afloat.
I'm on the front lines of caregiving myself, but I'm also the manager of a facility.
What? You mean you're the president?
I don't really like the term president, but I guess that's what it means.
You're kidding, right? I can't believe you're the president. And why should you fire a good boy like Landon?
You don't know anything about him.
What are you talking about?
Your son was fired from his previous company too.
Fired? When was that?
About 2 months ago.
What? Why was he fired?
He was very unprofessional at work.
That must be a mistake. My son is a good man.
But it's true that he was fired. He was absent without notice, harassed other employees, and even violated the company rules.
I can't believe he did that. So you're saying that he has been unemployed for the past few months?
Yes, that's right. I told him many times to look for a job, but he didn't want to move on his own. When I suggested him to work at my nursing home, he said he'd do his best, so I offered him the job.
You gave him a job offer, but in the end you fired him?
Yes, I did.
How could you do such a terrible thing?
Your son used the privilege of being my husband to access the facility's office. He was stealing money from the safe under the watchful eye of the staff.
No kidding. There's no way my son would do such a thing. It's just a story you made up, isn't it?
I'm telling you the truth. The clerk insisted that the books didn't match the cash, so I was trying to figure out why. I checked the security camera in the office just to be sure. I found footage of your son opening the safe and taking the money. I fired him immediately.
Oh no, there's no way that boy would do something like that.
He was fired from his last job, but he wasn't even looking for a job. Also, he was away a lot. Apparently, your son was addicted to gambling.
Gambling?
Maybe he thought it was just a change of pace at first, but he had too much time on his hands, so he got more and more addicted. By the time I realized it, he had used up all my savings, but he still couldn't quit gambling, and it seems he was stealing money from my company. It's theft, isn't it?
Theft?
Or maybe it's embezzlement since he was betraying me, whom I trusted, and stealing from me. I'm now discussing with my lawyer about your son.
Oh no. Does that make my son a criminal? You are the president of the company, aren't you? Do something about it.
There's no way I can help your son, because your son's theft was caught on the security camera. The entire staff knows about it. I can't just pretend I don't know about it. So why don't you just take advantage of your privilege as president? Why should I do that? As a business owner, I should never do that. Are you telling me that you don't care about what happens to my son? Because it can't be helped. He's the one who's responsible for his own bad behaviors. Or are you telling me that your son can't even make his own decision? I don't think so. Besides, even if he had gotten a job with us as planned, he'll be fired anyway. Why? Because of absenteeism, power harassment of other employees, and violations of the company rules. He was fired from his previous job because of the same reasons. I don't think someone like him can just change his behaviors in a short period of time. I think your education must have been a problem too. Huh? Is it my fault? I raised my son diligently. That's why I brought up an excellent son. Your excellent son is absent without permission most of the time. He's also harassing his coworkers. Besides, he embezzled from the company. Is that what you call an excellent son? That can't be true. Then what's going to happen to that boy? We'll probably have to sue him for embezzlement. We're talking with our lawyer in that direction. So the police will get him too? I guess so. Besides, I'll also charge him alimony for the divorce. He didn't even bother to search for another job after he quit his last job. He wasn't willing to help me when you bullied me. He embezzled money by taking advantage of the fact that his wife is the president of the company. There's no reason I can't charge for the alimony, right? He's your ex-husband. You must give him a little preferential treatment. I refuse. He's the one who was so oblivious when I asked for help. By the way, your credit card bill of $2,000 will be charged to you. Don't forget about that. Well, I guess I should use my son's savings. Huh? Don't you understand what I just said? Your son has used up all his savings while he was unemployed. I'm sure he's penniless now. No way. That's why I told you to deposit the money. You've got to be kidding me. Why should I pay you with the money I worked so hard for? I don't get it. I've had enough. Oh no. What's going to happen to my son and me now? You just need to be prepared for the worst. I think it's the result of treating your son's wife like a slave and spending as much as you want. Because your son was raised by you who seems to lack common sense. I think he might have had something important as a human being distorted. In a way, he is a victim of your education. What a terrible thing to say. I've lived with you as your mother-in-law and you don't even want to help me? There is no way I owe you anything after being treated so terrible like that. I will never speak to you or your son again. Please do not contact me ever again. If you ever come near me, I will report you to the police without hesitation. So please be prepared for that. Are you serious? Please help us. Absolutely not. Please think about what you've done. Besides, I'm no longer married to your son. I will block your number too. Amelia, please! Don't abandon me and my son! After that, I filed a claim for alimony against my ex-husband through my lawyer. Also, he was found guilty of embezzlement in my company and was fined about $5,000. However, my ex-husband, who could neither pay the alimony nor the fine, had no choice but to ask his relatives to pay it on his behalf. Because of that, now their relatives are giving them cold shoulders. The relatives also said that they will cut ties with Landon and his mother after the payment. Now they're renting a small apartment on the outskirts of town. Seems that they are also feeling ashamed of themselves. My ex-husband, who has not been able to find a regular job, has been working several part-time manual labor jobs. Jamisha is also working part-time as a cashier to make ends meet. Even so, it seems that they can barely make it through a month. Anyway, serves them right. As for me, I'm still working as a caregiver. I really want to devote myself to nursing care work, where I have direct contact with the residents. I've entrusted my father with the responsibility of being the president of my company. I want to continue doing my best to bring smiles to the faces of as many residents as possible.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Or what? Your kindness towards me touched my heart. Huh? What are you talking about? Tyler, you did a good job. Once you're married, the money is all ours. What? A wife's money belongs to her husband. A son's money belongs to his parents. In other words, your wife's money is mine. We are millionaires. No, we are not. You don't have to hide your true nature anymore. From now on, we can start living off your wife's money. First, we need to get out of debt. Wait, you're in debt again? I'll pay off my debt first, so go ahead and withdraw $100,000 from her account. $100,000? I was told that my money would be multiplied by 10. Your father and I put $5,000 each to invest. But things went in the wrong direction, and when I found out, I was $100,000 in debt. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell it was too good to be true? It's a complete scam. Falling for something so obvious and having $100,000 debt. What kind of scum are you? Oh well, please don't be so angry. Even your father and I turned pale. $100,000 is too much. Let me explain before I go on. Our divorce story is a lie to buy time. It was a way to escape from my parents, who were depressed by the shock of knowing we didn't have inherited money. I thought lying was the best way to go. A few days later, I met up with Nancy at the airport. We headed for England, where Nancy had been assigned. By the way, I am not unemployed. I became a freelancer using my skills. 3 weeks later, my parents realized my wife and I were still together. They still wanted me to pay off their debt, so they got my aunt involved and started looking for me in Tokyo. Later, my parents and my aunt suddenly disappear. I've already cut ties with them, so I won't pry into it.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. There must be some mistake. I would never get involved with my sister's fiancé. Besides, Martin is my only love.
Calm down.
But this is crazy.
Don't worry. I know you're not the type of girl who would do something like that. Last night I couldn't keep up with what was happening all of a sudden, and I was pretty panicked, you know? Overnight I realized that what he said didn't make sense.
Oh, Holly.
I'm sorry for almost giving you a heart attack in the morning. I'll talk to him when he gets home from work. If he tries to contact you, just ignore him. Call me first.
Okay, I will. Holly, Jerry's here.
What on earth? Are you at your place?
Yeah, I was about to leave for my job when I saw him walking toward me. I closed the door and locked it in a hurry so he didn't see me. He had a big bouquet of roses and a huge smile on his face. What in the world is going on?
He's supposed to be at work today. Did he take a day off to go and see you?
I mean, how does he know where I live? You didn't tell him, did you?
Of course not. I'll never do that.
This is freaking me out.
Anyway, you call Martin right away. I'll call Jerry to buy you some time. Depending on the situation, you should call the police.
Okay.
Jerry. I know you're in front of Denise's apartment. Answer me.
Oh, Holly. She already told you, huh? Yeah, I'm at her place. I'm going to propose to her now.
Idiot?
Huh?
You know, you only met her twice, right?
No, we've been seeing each other every day.
What?
I've been walking her to and from work every day for the past 2 weeks.
What are you talking about?
I don't know if she's shy or what, but we don't talk much, and I just sort of follow from a distance.
Jeez, that's called stalking.
You don't know what you're talking about. We've gotten to know each other so much better in the last 2 weeks than we ever have. I guess that's what it means to have a real
while since I live in my husband's hometown far away. By the way, the wedding was this past Saturday, and Jessie was there too.
Saturday? No, it was on Sunday.
You mean yesterday?
It's supposed to be a little far away and not around here. She left on Saturday, the wedding was yesterday, and she's coming back tomorrow. She left the kids with my parents.
What the heck? The wedding was at a hotel in the next town. If you live around here, a day trip should be enough.
I'm confused. What's going on?
I guess I should tell you.
What? You know something?
I'll tell you first that it's not something I was directly involved in.
Tell me.
One of my friends was at the wedding and saw Jessie and Keith making out in the alley behind the hotel.
No. Keith is...
Yeah, her ex-boyfriend. My friend who witnessed it knew I was divorced after she took you away from me. She couldn't keep quiet about it, so she told me. What can I say? Those two. I don't know, maybe they met again at the wedding and it just happened that way. Or maybe they've been like that for a while. My friend and I were wondering which it was. The fact that she lied to you about the date and place of the wedding.
Wait, cut it out. Just because you're jealous of my happiness.
I don't care if you're happy or unhappy. Anyway, I've told you what I know. You can figure out the rest on your own.
Hey, Patricia.
excuse me. A week passed by in a whirlwind of emotions. Then Thomas and I got divorced. Thomas said that he was fooling with Riley just for fun, and he was very stubborn, rejecting to get a divorce, but in the end I was able to convince him to go to court. I managed to get things settled in 3 days by pressuring him with the lawsuit, and persuasion by my parents-in-law, who are both very decent people, also helped. Riley also fought with her sister and her husband for custody of her son, but she was overwhelmingly at a disadvantage and lost miserably. Thomas and Riley ended up falling apart after he found out how Riley bragged to me about their affair. Now both of them are forced to work their butts off for alimony and other expenses. Riley, in particular, is still not allowed to stand at her late mother's grave. She sent me a text once telling me that she's all alone and she's very lonely. I did not reply, but instead, I quietly blocked her.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.